Welcome back. It's been a while since I posted recently. I have been taking care of several different tasks, etc. But I wanted to come back fairly quickly to talk about a 3D print that I did recently. This 3D print is a dragon scale recorder, and I found it on the Bamboo Lab website, or Maker World as it's commonly known. So with this, you'll see that it comes with pretty nice scaling all the way down. There are several holes for the different notes, of course. And at the end, you'll see the hole where the airflow escapes. Sorry, I don't know all the recorder terminology. This was printed in 3 parts. So this part here is a separation line, and here's also another separation line. Let me see if I can break it off for you. I could. So as you can see, this is the ending, where it connects, and that is the other piece. And if I break it off again, you'll see a similar thing, the third piece as well. So you look inside there, and you can see the chamber. All in all, I think this took 4 or 5 hours to print. I left it overnight, and it ended up being a pretty quick print. I think this can print on the Bamboo Lab A1 Mini even. I printed it on the Bamboo Lab A1. Now, the only caveat for this is that I used PLA, and I used black PLA. It came out looking very nice, but the caveat is that the noise itself was not as clean or as good as it should have been. And I'm going to attribute that to it being made of PLA. I think with PLA, it's not as high quality. The plastic doesn't heat up as much. The other thing is I would likely put this on, if I was building this differently or slicing it differently, I would likely make sure that it is set to fine. And the reason why you want to set it to fine detail is because you want to make sure that you don't see too many of those ridges. For instance, right here. I'm sure there's plenty of ridges on the inside as well, but you want it to be as smooth as possible with the plastic, and that's going to take time. So maybe that will double the build length. The second thing I would have done is not print it in PLA, like I said. I think printing this with some type of PETG or PETG would work better. More durable. Also because you are breathing into it, it brings in that issue of needing to clean it, and we all know that PLA does not do a great job standing up to water or moisture over time. So even if you did luck out and have a fully functional flute or a recorder, over time it would break down. So that's not ideal. Now I'm going to play it a little bit. As you can see, there it is. What I noted was when I tried to, hold down some of these different holes to cover it, you'll note that the first 3 did work, but the other later ones didn't. So no matter what configuration I tried, I could not get any more notes out of it. Now that might just be me being ignorant on how to use recorders, but I've used a recorder before and I had no problem playing all the different keys or notes. So I'm gonna chalk it up to this being a problematic build if you're trying to print in PLA or not using finer settings. I will give this another try, most likely, as I really do like the design. The design is amazing. So I really do like the design. It's actually what's prompted me not to toss it out as soon as I saw it wasn't working the way I wanted it to. And what else I'll do is, sorry, I'm just getting this more in line. The other thing I will do for this item is I will print it in PETG. I'll print it in a black PETG so it'll look just like it did before, and I'll do a fair test to see how they compare. Now for cleaning, that part was already thought of by the creator. So printing it in 3 parts lets you clean it pretty easily. Let me see if I can show you this part here, the mouthpiece. As you can see, there's a lot of ridges there. It looks amazing though. So if this was like a non-functional replica, or you wanted to use this as a movie prop, this would work amazingly for a video. Or just for something decorative. I could imagine seeing that in like a home goods or a nerd store, you know, geek store. But anyway, as you can see the slot right here, you can see the slot right here where you blow into and the air enters in. I'm not sure what this is for, sorry. I'm more of a piano guy. I'm not a woodwinds type of person. So you have the air holes that you change to do the notes. But yeah, wanted to say sorry for taking time away from the channel and making videos. I've been taking a break and doing other hobbies of mine. I still consider this a hobby, but I really do enjoy 3D printing, and I found it to be very helpful. I printed a couple things for my wife. I've actually even started selling on different channels, on different e-commerce channels, some of the products that I've created through 3D printing. And that's been very rewarding and interesting to see when I get an order come in and it's out of the blue and it's something that I printed out, you know. It's a pretty wild thing. So yeah, what you can expect in the future from the upcoming videos. One of the channel goals for this year is to make 100 videos, and that's why there's been such a proliferation of it and why I took a break, because I kind of got burnt out. I think so far we have about 40 or 45 videos or so. The goal is to get to 100 by the end of the year. But to do that, I want to make 3D prints that are meaningful and are useful. So that's what the holdup has been. I'm going to need to take some time to think about what would really help me around the home, what would help me in my day-to-day life, what's going to bring value to the viewers and you guys. So that's why there's been a delay, but do not fret, because I will be back on it and I will be doing those prints, and you can expect to see, at least I'd say, more frequent videos. I do have a backlog of things that I do want to print in my Maker World account, so I'm going to be checking that again, see what's feasible for me to do. As you know, I have a lot of filament, PLA and PETG, so I have time and I'm just going to get it done the best I can. If you can think of any content that might be useful, or any, not content, sorry, any 3D prints that would be fun or interesting or productive or could improve my home life or anything, let me know. I'd love to print it out. Anything that seems challenging, I'd love to do. One of the things that interests me a lot is the wood PLA. So I'd love to, for instance, hopefully I'll be able to print out in the future a Jumanji board. So hopefully I'll be able to do that and show it to you guys and talk you through the process. For, you know, because Jumanji was one of my favorite films growing up. The one with Robin Williams. But yeah. Anyway, just doing a short video. Just wanted to check in on everyone and wanted to show off this pretty cool, like, Game of Thrones-esque recorder or instrument. All right. Leave a comment below. Please subscribe. It really does mean a lot to me. I need the feedback, and I want to know how I can best create content for you guys. So enjoy. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you later.